how to work through all of these little technical challenges that come up, and now there's relax, no sweat. It's like, hey, we're gonna figure this out. Good morning from Unity of Nanaimo, and before we jump into our music, we are on the traditional and unceded territory of the Snuneymuxw people, Hutchka.
Welcome to Unity. 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 this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward. My feet are leaving the ground. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more downward, no more darkness, no more wandering the point of it all. My life is destined, oh, for greatness. My soul is after the call. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. Hope you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. There is a load you have to bear that you can't carry. Right up the road, I'll share the load if you just call me. Lean when you're strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Ken. Thank you, Nico. Good morning, all. Again, welcome to Unity of Nanaimo. And let's take a moment together. Wherever you are, just have a pause with me now. Feel your breath. Bring in peace. Bring in quietude. Invite Spirit in to your home, into your body temple, into your mind. And just allow the week that was to drift away as you bring yourself present to today's service, to this beautiful Sunday, to this opportunity for community. And with that, we just allow our breath to stay with us throughout this service, remain at peace, united as one, and so it is. Amen. And join with me now in our foundation statement. There is only one presence, one power, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. And the foundation statement for the vision of Unity Worldwide Ministries is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And now for some quick announcements. Unity workshops with affirmative prayer and silent unity with Wendy Carr, a licensed Unity teacher. And of course, all of these announcements can be found on our website at unityofnanaimo.org. You can go there and find links to all of these classes, all of these opportunities. Spirit groups, they're free to sign up now. These are great opportunities for you to dive into different areas of your life and be in a group setting. And I am one that can tell you that the last few years I have spent a lot of time in Unity classrooms, and it is that group setting, that interaction, that hearing of what others have going on for them, what they're experiencing, has elevated my own awareness of what's possible for me. And so I invite you, as much as this journey, we can learn a lot from books and we can listen to podcasts and we can be within ourselves having a conversation, jumping into a group setting and learning from others and their experience is like the next level in unfolding your spiritual awareness. So Embrace Your Shadow, Release Your Light is on Thursdays at 7 p.m. and that begins February 11th with Margaret and Dawn. And info registration there is at dawnthecoach@rogers.com and margaretinbc@gmail.com. You can reach out to them there to sign up for that. Reverend Kevin Ross joins Catherine for 1 week only. That's Wednesday, February 3rd. So this coming Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I believe that's p.m. Highly doubt that's 6:30 a.m. That'll be on Zoom, and you can contact Catherine to register at kathy61@telus.net. The Power of Radical Self-Love with Shayla Love and Leslie DeShooter, that begins Fridays, February 5th from 4 to 6 p.m. on Zoom, and information and registration is at shaya@gmail.com or leslie.deshooter@gmail.com. And would it help to have someone pray with you? If that is the case, if you're feeling like sometimes all of this life is lifing you, it's coming at you too fast and you just need some grounding, or you're looking for some support in managing your day or some thoughts that are maybe overwhelming, you can reach out to unitynanaimoprayer@gmail.com and we will have one of our prayer persons reach out to you, one of our chaplains, to just spend some time with you and allow you a space to speak what's happening for you. And you can stay grounded every day from Monday to Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on our Facebook channel at Unity of Nanaimo with Reverend Patricia, as she will lead you in a morning meditation to start off your day. And that's Monday to Saturday at 9 a.m. And when you can't go out, why not go in? Yes, on Sundays before service at 10 a.m., again, on our Unity of Nanaimo Facebook page, you can join either Dawn or Margaret again at 10 a.m. for 15 minutes to just get yourself into the space to enjoy service. Then you can take a quick 15-minute break, get a coffee or a tea or a snack, and then come back for this amazing broadcast that we are bringing to you live from Unity of Nanaimo. And please plan to join us. Oh yes, next Sunday, February 7th, is our our monthly congregational meeting that happens annually as well on the first Sunday of every month. Yeah, that's good. Anyhow, join us because we have a fantastic new announcement, brand new announcement that we want to share with all of you. You do not want to miss this. Again, that'll be next Sunday, I believe right after service. We're going to jump into it so that you don't have to break away and then come back later. We're just going to jump right into this. Will we do a Zoom link for that? Yes, there will be a Zoom link for that for next Sunday. Today's daily word is actually from Friday, January 29th, and Patricia chose this particular reading because she felt it really spoke to what her talk is going to be about this morning. So let's take a moment and just get ourselves centered again. I know we just went through a whole bunch of announcements and opportunities, and let's just let that be. And today's daily word is embark. I reach for new opportunities with enthusiasm. Today, I rekindle my faith in the power of new beginnings. No matter what I am about to embark on, I bring great enthusiasm to it. I push past any fears or trepidation that have been holding me back and keeping me in my comfort zone. I believe in the power of passion and that my gifts and talents will carry me far. I embrace a beginner's mind and heart as I embark on new opportunities. I trust the people I meet, the places I go, and the things I learn will help me be ready, willing, and more than able to do everything I am called to do. Aware of the power, life, and love of the divine within me, I am grateful for everything that has led me to be ready to embark on each of my new beginnings. And from Scripture, I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? From Isaiah 43:19. And join me in our Spiritual Center's blessing. Unity Spiritual Center of Nanaimo is a growing, unfolding, expanding center of light and love, mighty to attract its good and radiate good to others.
Blessed Spirit, breathe through me, breathe through me, breathe through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, breathe through me. Speak to me, speak to me. Oh, blessed Spirit, speak through me, speak through me, speak through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, speak through me. Live through me, live through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, live through me, live through me, live through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, live through me.
Good morning. Thank you all for participating and handling everything so well this morning. So, Sacred people, sacred earth. There are three things that I have struggled with during the course of my ministry. The first is that as a registered Canadian charity, we are not permitted to be political. Well, just what does that mean? To the best of my knowledge and my understanding, it means that we cannot directly or indirectly support a political party or a political candidate. But this word indirectly kind of opens up a whole can of worms, doesn't it? And there are some folks who believe that we cannot involve ourselves in anything to do with politics. But more and more these days, I am realizing that everything has to do with politics. So, I often remind myself that it was the black preachers in the southern United States that drove the civil rights movement there. And I often wonder, where were the white preachers? Were they hiding behind some kind of a proscription against politicking while they were preaching the love of Jesus? And I often wonder how different our world might be today if they had stood with their black brothers then. So it seems to me that occasionally there comes a time when the law of God, or the law of truth and love, overrides the laws of man. Have you ever felt that there was a law that you can't obey? Or perhaps didn't apply to you? And that perhaps in order to be true to your truth, you need to break that law. Because we here in our nice, safe, white, middle-class community are not directly affected by something as intense as the civil rights movement in the US. And so, all my life, we've just gone merrily along, thinking all is well, not particularly noticing the panhandlers on the street, blissfully unaware of our debt to the indigenous people of this land, and leaving it all up to the politicians to just look after us and make it all right. So that brings up the second thing I struggle with, and Thomas touched on it last week, and that is the apparent gap between the truth that we teach, that it's all God and it's all good and everything is fine and everything is beautiful and it's all well, the gap between that and the experiences we have that things are not all good. Quite early in my ministry, I was called to the bedside of a member who was very ill in hospital, and I went to see him, and he was comatose actually, he was unconscious. And so I stayed with him for a while and I prayed, and then I tapped his hand and I said, "It's all right, Bill, all is well." And he drew himself up from the depths of wherever he was and he said, "All is not well, Rev." So we can say that, but we have the experience. How do we reconcile that experience between the truth that we know and the reality that we experience? And as we become much smaller, or much more connected in a smaller world through technology, the global village and all that, we are realizing we're becoming more and more aware of the injustices around the world. Around the world, there are still millions of people living in poverty, while in the West, we obscenely indulge ourselves in more possessions and pleasures. A generation ago, most of us scarcely, if ever, considered the history and the plight of our Indigenous peoples, here in Canada as well as around the world. Because a decade ago, or a generation ago, I didn't know anything about that. Most of us didn't. We didn't know. Growing up, I had no idea. I didn't know that people were living on the streets. I didn't know about the injustice in the world. But now we know. We know about the injustice. We know about the racism. We know about the authoritarian governments. We know about the exploitive economies and oppressed communities. We know all that now. It's very in front of us. And so knowing it, are we now required by our teaching to do something? Does being a unitic, a follower of unity, does that require us to do something besides pray and think positive and say all is well? Does unity call on us to be the heart, the hands, the spirit on earth? And so now this brings me to the third thing I have struggled with in my ministry. Interfaith dialogue. Is it worth it? Well, at various times I have taken part in interfaith activities, but I've found it to be mostly we're going to sit around and get to understand each other. And I haven't vocalized this out loud, but what I've been thinking is we understand each other. We do. Having studied world religions in my training, and I'm sure you have in yours, we pretty much know what each other believes. I pretty much know your beliefs, and you pretty much know mine. So most of the dialogue we're having becomes subconsciously about trying to convince each other of the rightness of our own path and therefore the wrongness of the others. I say this subconsciously because it doesn't sound politically correct, right? But what I want to say is let's stop doing this pseudo-intellectual, pseudo-educational talking stuff. Let's put aside our differences and grab hold of that which is within each and every faith path that says, be good, do good. So let's get together and do something. Well, all of this came together for me this week when I was approached by a woman who's new to Nanaimo, had been involved in interfaith activities in, I think, Nelson. And she has invited the faith leaders in this city to come together in a movement called Green Faith, which is a new organization that began in Australia and is spreading across the planet. Green Faith's mission is, quote, to inspire, educate, and mobilize people of diverse religious backgrounds and religious leadership for environmental leadership. The work is based on beliefs shared by the world's great religions, the belief that protecting the earth is a religious value, and that environmental stewardship is a moral responsibility. Heavy stuff, right? So this begs the question again. So is that what I'm here for? Is environmental leadership what we are here for? Is that in alignment with our mission? So our mission, again, is transforming and enriching lives through spiritual awareness. So what is spiritual awareness? Just making ourselves feel better? Just saying it's all good, God's at work here? Is that it? Is that enough for now, in this time of global oneness? Or perhaps spiritual awareness necessitates environmental stewardships. Perhaps spiritual awareness involves holding people in authority accountable for the decisions they make that affect our one world. Perhaps we are the Southern Black preachers of the day. So the Green Faith statement of values is as follows. 3 core values. First is spirit. We believe that religious traditions see the sacred in nature, and that people grow spiritually through a strong relationship with the earth. Through environmentally themed worship, religious education, and spiritual practice, religious institutions have many opportunities to celebrate creation and strengthen their members' connection with the earth. Would you say that would enrich and transform lives? Does that feel like something that we're in alignment with? The second value is stewardship. We believe that our consumption habits can help heal and restore the earth. From energy and transportation to food, water, and other areas, religious institutions and their members use a lot of resources and therefore have many opportunities to lessen their impact on the environment. Now, certainly at the personal, individual levels, this is not political. It's just awareness, and it's spiritual awareness. And that's what we're here to do. So practicing stewardship and teaching stewardship would certainly enhance and transform lives. And then the third value is justice. We believe that all people deserve a healthy environment regardless of their race or income. The world's great religions share an ethic of social justice, and Green Faith is committed to fighting environmental injustice and racism. Educating around the topic of environmental justice and advocating for change is a vital area of engagement for religious institutions. This opens up a whole new realm, doesn't it? So my only reservation here was the word fighting environmental injustice and racism. I would prefer not to use that word, and I think of Mother Teresa, who always said, I will not take part in an anti-war protest, but show me a peace demonstration and I'm there. So I would not prefer to use that word. Likewise, Green Faith is putting forth a list of demands to present to government and those in powerful positions. So while I'm totally in agreement with the position, I would resist the word demands in favor of working towards or suggestions of these 10 demands, and I'll get to that list of demands in a minute. So this Sacred People, Sacred Earth is an initiative. It's a planned day of action around the planet on March 11th, where people around the planet are planning, I love that, planning, yeah, right. Yeah. A plethora of grassroots actions, whether it's simply going to their church or synagogue and ringing the bells and making a noise, whether it's a silent meditation outside their PM's office or their MP's office, whether it's a walk, ringing bells, whatever it is. And as I was signing up, the application asked if you would like to sponsor an event. Would you like to do an event? And I just spontaneously and intuitively, without even thinking about it, said, oh yeah, we could do a labyrinth walk on that day. So there we have it. I've committed us to that. And we could set up information. There's all sorts of things we could do in conjunction with that. So I responded to Julia's invitation, said, yes, I will meet with you on this Zoom meeting and with people of various faiths from Nanaimo. And I don't know who else has responded to her, but I will go, and I go on Zoom. That's February 3rd at 3. If this calls to you, this interfaith getting together, if you would like to join me representing unity at that, let me know and I will send you the link. Maybe just put a comment. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, there's a comment section where you can just say, hey, I'd like to hear about that. So Julia has been inviting us to think ahead of time about which of the 10 demands we would like to focus on, or as we came up with in a little breakout room, say, instead of calling them demands, we're calling what Mother Earth needs. Which would we like to focus on, and which we might highlight in our Nanaimo Day of Action. So I'm going to read the 10 demands to you, and I'd like you to vote. So if there's one that really speaks to you, and you say, yeah, I'd like to focus on that, just put the number of that one in the comment section. You ready? Okay, so here's the prelude. As a global, multi-faith grassroots alliance, we stand for equity and compassion for all, and we deplore injustice. We know that we cannot afford to wait for governments and financial institutions to act first. We understand that change starts with us. We are organizing grassroots people of diverse religion in support of the following demands, and we are leading by example. We call for: Number 1, 100% renewable energy for all. Sustainable, affordable power for everyone, especially the 800 million people without access to electricity. Now this is vitally important, and this is why I don't like the word demands. Because look what's happening. The US just canceled the pipeline, which is a big blow to the Alberta oil and gas industry. We know that that has to change. But if we can take the tack of encouraging our industries and our politicians and our workers to work together towards alternative energies, which could create just as many jobs, if we take it as a suggestion and a goal rather than a demand, we're not going to have all the workers in Alberta fighting us, right? You understand what I'm saying there? So number 1 is 100% renewable energy as an ultimate goal. 2, this one speaks to me. Global finance aligned with compassionate values, such as renewable energy and sustainable food system, and increased financing in the COVID recovery and beyond for those sustainable industries, not the banking. Number 3, so number 2 was global finance aligned with compassionate values. Number 3 is jobs and health care for all. A just transition for workers, and that's happening a lot right now, migrants, and communities impacted by climate change, and the energy transition through healthcare, job training and placement, and other necessary support. 4, respect Indigenous rights, a strong defense for the legal rights of Indigenous communities and environmental protectors. And hasn't it been in Canada, and probably around the world, that it's the Indigenous communities who knew long before we did of the need to protect our environment? Number 5, welcome for migrants. Generous hospitality and opportunities for climate and environmental refugees to migrate and establish new homes. That had never occurred to me. We have refugees from war, but in the future we may be faced with refugees from climate change. Who's prepared? 6, no more climate pollution. Net zero greenhouse gas emissions in wealthy countries by 2030, and accelerated finance and technology transfers for global net zero before 2050. These are all important, aren't they? Number 7, end the Earth's desecration. No new fossil fuel exploration or infrastructure, industrial agriculture or deforestation. No more habitat or biodiversity loss. That was number 7, end the planet's desecration. Number 8, this seems to me to overlap with number 2, eliminate immoral finance. No further financing or COVID bailouts for fossil fuels, industrial agriculture, or deforestation. 9, this one's going to hit close to home. Just contributions from wealthy countries. Leadership by wealthy countries in climate financing and technology transfer, in recognition of these countries' colonialist and environmental debt. That was number 9. And 10, bold faith community leadership. Sustained united action guided by the teachings of our diverse religions, ushering in an equitable, peaceful life for all. Now, if you're like me, at this point you're saying, that all sounds nice, but it won't do any good. This is bigger than me, it's too much trouble. It needs my time, and I'd really rather play solitaire on the computer. Might want some money from me, and I'd really rather buy more stuff. It's not my fault anyway, I didn't do it. I'd do something if I could, but you know, all those things we say ourselves. It brings me back to the relative and the absolute. I absolutely cannot fix the world, because in the absolute there is nothing to fix. The absolute is defined as free from restrictions, unlimited, unconditioned. But relatively, I can do something. Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind says that the relative is not a thing apart from, but is an experience in the all-comprehending mind, the absolute. He says time, space, outline, form, change, movement, action and reaction, manifestation and creation are all relative but are real, not apart from but within the absolute, within the all is well. So the absolute is cause and the relative is effect. If we could dwell permanently in the absolute, there would be nothing to be repaired, nothing to demand or ask for. If I could actually dwell in the absolute, there would be no call to action because no action is required. But we are human, and we live in the relative, and we experience the relative. The relative is our creation, the manifestation of our thinking, our joint thinking. The circumstances on the planet today are a manifestation of our common beliefs. And a way to change the circumstances is to change our beliefs about each other, about ourselves, about what's important, and about who's going to do it. And most of us, being relative, will only be able to change our beliefs after we've seen the change. you know. I think it was Wayne Dyer said, I'll change it from I'll believe it when I see it to I'll see it when I believe it. Not many of us work there yet. Dr. Ken Gordon, who's the spiritual leader of the Centers for Spiritual Living, says, I remind myself that this life, my life, is a gift, not something to be taken for granted. The gift of sharing the creative process of life with the divine, and to be a participant in playing consciously with the infinite system of creation is beyond words. The opportunity to play with God is such an awesome manifestation of everything good that I cannot help but play nice. So this is an opportunity for us to come together with other people who think like we do about the realities of the relative world that we live in, to play nice and do some good. So again, I invite you, if this is something that speaks to you, that calls to you, that you would like to partner with me, representing Unity in this venture, please let me know. And let's get busy and make this a better world. Would you just join with me for a moment? And allowing ourselves as we breathe in to be conscious that there is an absolute where there is justice and equality and fairness and abundance and peace for all. And that we live in a relative reality within that potential. And if that reality is to change, it is we who do that. So just allow for a moment the possibility that that energy of change is activating your body and your mind right now. And take a moment to recognize what a gift it is to be able to play with God. And our intention, whether we choose to actively work towards a better world, or within our individual life experience to be more conscious of reducing, reusing, recycling, whether we teach it to our children or our grandchildren. Each one of us is a vital link in this vital work. You are a co-creator with the divine. I ask you to open your mind to allow the divine to guide. And as we recognize our oneness with each other and with all the peoples of the world, I invite you to return your consciousness to this place and listen to this song from Ken.
One strong heartbeat, Just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. We are one people, one strong heartbeat. Just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. When it's all said and done, we are one.
Okay, why don't you put us on the screen? Oh, that's tricky. It's French. Flute piece, maybe. Alright, what should we play today? Let's see.
Thank you, Nico.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Patricia. We had some great comments on Facebook. For those on YouTube that are watching there, you may not have seen some of the commentary, but just a lot of people supporting your talk, Patricia, and wanting to be involved and wanting us to post the 10 opportunities. And so here's my take on this is there was some comments about demand being maybe too strong a word, and what was the other word you used, Patricia?
Needs, necessities?
What the planet needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what came up for me actually is positioning this as opportunities. These are opportunities for us to move forward powerfully in our lives. And I always love the word opportunity, because if we want to take the 12 powers, which is something I love and have adopted into my daily life, is everything is an opportunity, and we can use the power of will to move ourselves powerfully forward into opportunities that speak to us. And it's not about making anybody wrong, or it's not about saying this is more right than this or any of that. It's about seeing the truth in the world that speaks to you and moving forward into that with grace and love and appreciation. And so, Patricia, thank you so much for that talk this morning and sharing that. And for me, the one, of course, that speaks most loudly to me is number 2, money and the alignment of values. And it's so important that, our greatest voting in the world that we can do is through money. Where we spend our money, the companies that we support, the political movements that we support with our finances, all of that. Money is the flowing energy around the world that gets things moving in a way where people can see it in front of them. And what I mean by that is advertising, promotion, all of that stuff. And so when we put our money into the things that we care about, we make a statement every day. It doesn't just happen when we vote. Yes, that's important, but every day you have that opportunity. Wow, I'm sorry, I got off track there. Anyhow, I've never met a microphone I didn't like. Ba-doom, boom. Speaking of all of that, you do have the opportunity to support us here at Unity of Nanaimo, and we have been so blessed through all of this last year to have been able to bring our message online through the contributions of our community and allowing us to do all of this work and to get the gear necessary and everything else that we do here at Unity of Nanaimo to support the community and to support one another. And you can do that with donations at unitynanaimo.org. You can drop off checks here. However that speaks to you, you can donate your time. Whatever that looks like, it's so appreciated. And we are so richly blessed here in this community. And so we say thank you for all of this with our abundance affirmation. Please join me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies. We're singing this. We are Ken. Come on in. Nico.
Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. God is my source, God is all, God is my source, God is all, God is my source, God is all.
And join me for our prayer for protection. The light that is God surrounds me. I am one with the light. The love that is God enfolds me. I am one with the love. The power that is God protects me. I am one with the power. The presence that is God watches over me. I am one with the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well, and so it is. Amen.